Hello everyone and welcome to Tops, the weekly show where we give you our, you guessed it, our tops. Alright, our tops just being our favorite of random things pretty much. We don't really have any order, but this week we actually had a viewer submitted suggestion, and Daniel, you want to tell the fine lovely in-studio audience what it is?
Yes, in-studio audience. Our topic this week is game shows.
Yay!
Woo! There's supposed to be a whole bunch of applause and whatnot there.
The in-studio audience needs to step up their game.
Yes, just like a game show, we do have an in-studio audience. No, we don't. All right. All right. I'll let you start. What's sort of first on your list for your game show that you like to watch or?
Well, I actually changed it on like the third take of what we were trying to do. And I changed it to, are you smarter than a 5th grader?
Oh, I forgot about that one.
I know, it just came to me as we were trying to retape for the 5th or 4th time, or 3rd, or whatever. But this is actually a really unique show because it's a quiz show, but it's with more elementary education. It's elementary, my dear Watson.
Yes.
Alright, so
yes.
Pretty much what the basis of the show is this guy comes in, or a girl or whoever, the contestant, you might say, comes in and they try to win money by answering questions going up in grades, and then the money goes up as well. It's hosted by Jeff Foxworthy. It's actually really interesting and I like it a lot. So
yeah, that one's cool. There's a lot of interesting facts you might not know.
Yeah.
Things that you don't think a 2nd or 3rd or 4th or 5th grader would know,
yeah.
But those kids do.
It's kind of surprising actually, but
yeah. The first one that I have on my list, I don't really have them in an order, but I think the first one on my list would be Let's Make a Deal. I've only seen this show a couple of times, maybe twice, but I like the idea of the zany, if I may use that word, audience. Where they have all these different assortment of people who come in the craziest outfits they can think of, the most outlandish things, and then the host.
Like our studio audience.
Yes, and the host will go through and pick. We have a squid over there, and the host will go through and pick contestants out of the audience on a whim, whose costume you like, sort of that sort of thing. And then they go through, and I don't actually remember what they do, but they
make a deal.
They pick boxes, and they can keep stuff, or there's crazy prizes, zoinks, I believe. I know a couple of you out there have seen this show and like it, and so it's a fun show. I don't think there's really any much quizzing, but it's one of those shows that's just sort of random and roll of the dice chance sort of show.
Yeah. All right. The next one on my list is Jeopardy, and this one's just a classic. You had that on your list.
Yeah, that was going to be my top one.
Your top one. Well, we can touch on it again later if you want, but it's just a classic show. If you don't know what it is, you pretty much just answer questions. It's really a battle more of smartness than of anything else, and how fast you can hit the little button.
Well, yeah, I mean, they have a computer, for Pete's sake, playing in one of the seasons.
Yeah.
I remember watching that, then that was coming for a while, when they had IBM's Watson on the show, playing against the best Jeopardy players, 2 of the best Jeopardy players.
Yeah, that was really interesting.
That was very interesting, watching the computer school them.
I guess we can talk about a little bit more on that when you mention it.
Sure.
So, what's your next one?
So my next one, I'm going to say, is not a game show per se that you might think of. And the reason I put it on here is because it is a game show and it has strategy. It is called Cutthroat Kitchen. And this airs on the Food Network, but it's unlike shows like Iron Chef America or other cooking competitions, where it is just about the culinary aspect of the competition. Because what happens is Alton Brown gives you a certain amount of money at the beginning. I don't remember, $10,000 maybe, let's say. And then you, throughout the competition, you spend that money. And what you have left, if you win at the end of the competition, that's the money you get to keep. And so you have to be smart in playing, and then you can buy sabotage advantages. You can take the best of something, or you can give a punishment to another opponent as you're cooking throughout the course of the show. Anyways, and then so by playing to your strategy and playing to your advantages, you can win and keep what money you have left. So instead of just giving you a lump sum of money for winning, they let you decide how much you want to take home.
Yeah, that concept is a really interesting thing, and it's kind of interesting to see how the people play it, or because the people who generally try to keep all their money are the people who don't end up winning. So it's kind of interesting seeing how they play it all. Okay, my next one is called Minute to Win It.
I forgot about that one.
I actually don't know if the show's been off air or I haven't really seen it.
Canceled.
I saw it the first few episodes and I really liked it. Pretty much, it's a simple concept. You have a minute to win it.
To win it.
All these game shows are like have really obvious names, kind of.
Yeah.
But
except for Jeopardy.
yeah, but still, what you do is they put 60 seconds on the clock, and then you have to perform some challenges, whether it be I haven't seen it in a while, but I remember one of them was where you had to knock the cards off of a bottle without knocking the whole deck off.
Yeah.
You had to knock them off one by one or something like that. Yeah, you had to blow them off one by one.
blow the cards off of the bottle.
There was some things that would be...
Go ahead.
Okay. One of them was like you had to keep balloons up in the air for 60 seconds.
Inside, you had to keep them inside the circle.
Yeah.
I remember that one.
It was a really neat show to try to see people compete and try to win it. If there was any of these shows that I have on my list that I would like to, or that I would be able to, I think Minute to Win It would be the most fun, but that one's, I think, canceled, so.
Yeah, that one was a spectacular concept, and it was hosted by Guy Fieri, and he was great. And a lot of the games were do-it-yourself-at-home type of games.
Oh yeah.
They're household objects, all of them, and so they're great for parties or anything like that. I know we did them at a youth activity one Christmas. We sort of did variations on the Minute to Win It games, and that was a lot of fun. So I like that you can do those ones at home.
Yeah. Okay, what's your next one?
Alright, the next one that I have on my list, I'm going to say The Price is Right with Bob Barker. That one's a classic because everyone remembers Bob Barker. Well, I don't know, everyone. I remember Bob Barker slightly from when we would go to Uncle Dave's house and we would watch The Price is Right with him, sometimes on Saturday mornings or something like that whenever they played it. And that one's sort of a unique concept. There's a whole bunch of little tiny games that you play inside of that one larger game, and you're guessing prices, and you have to try to price the items, and it's a fun consumer sort of based game.
Yeah, that one is interesting. I don't remember seeing a whole lot of them, but the ones that I did see I really enjoyed. Okay, my next one, this one is a really funny one to watch. It's called Wipeout. Now, if you aren't familiar with the show, pretty much what the premise is people go on and then they go through crazy obstacles and wipe out. All right. The two hosts, I honestly don't remember their names. I mean, they're the two Jims.
Yeah, I think so.
Or two Johns. Something like that. I don't remember, but they're hilarious. And often you find yourself questioning whether you should be laughing at these people who are
making fools out of themselves on national television.
So painful. Like all the thing that happens to them looks so painful, but then a while ago I came to the realization that these people are signing up to be on this show. They're actively trying to get on this show, or at least one kid in one of the episodes, he like tried for 5 years to get on the show. So it's alright to laugh at them, alright? So that's what I have to say about that.
Not laughing at their misery because they said they wanted to do it.
Yeah.
Alright.
Pretty much.
Now, a lot of game shows are iconic because of what they have in them. Price is Right is a lot of times remembered for the "come on down." The announcer would say, well, whoever your name is, come on down. Well, in this game, a lot of you recognize Phone a Friend or stuff like that. I don't remember. 50-50. Who wants to be a millionaire? Because who doesn't want to? I mean, who doesn't want to be a millionaire?
Maybe a billionaire.
Oh. And so, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire attracts a lot of people because they're like, well, I want to be a millionaire. How do they do it? And so they answer basic trivia questions, and they have four answers. It's multiple choice. And then I find the 50-50. Two are gone, and you have to choose between two of them. And and one's going to be the right answer, of course. And then you can call someone who you know, or you can ask the people in the audience, and they'll poll and see which answer they think is correct. And so it's a cool concept about people helping each other and community. Really, that's really what it's all about.
Yeah, that's what they were trying to go for there. All right.
There's nothing to do with $1 million.
Now on to the cool game show. No. All right. So my number one game show. I don't know if you'd consider it a game show, but that's pretty much what it is. It's called American Ninja Warrior. Sounds awesome, doesn't it? All right. So you are competing for money, but it's more about athleticism and pushing your limits as far as they can go. And it's a really amazing show. I've actually not seen an entire episode of it. I've just seen a bunch of clips from it all over the internet, but it's still awesome enough for me to be able to put it as my top game show. And one of the things I love about it is, well, I didn't even say what it was about. It's pretty much these athletes who go through obstacles and really, really challenging obstacles.
It's a souped-up wipeout. It's a souped-up wipeout.
Yeah. But one of the things I love about it is that they're not like paid athletes, okay? They're just normal guys. In the original series, just Ninja Warrior, there was this one guy who's a shoe salesman, and he still came on the show.
So they're not actual ninjas.
They're not actual ninjas.
Okay.
But he was just a shoe salesman, and he came on the show, and he just like blew everything away because he's so good at it. And it's just pretty amazing to see what these guys can do.
I'm still disappointed they're not actual ninjas. But anyways, it is a cool show. He has shown me several clips of them.
Oh, yeah.
And, alright. My top game show, as we've already said, is Jeopardy. And because we're running a little short on time, I will not elaborate any more than we already have. If you have game shows that you like and that you enjoy watching, comment those in the comment section.
Yeah. Oh yeah, as always, like or subscribe. And if you have any suggestions for future episodes, please leave them in the comment box.
Because as we said, this week's topic was from a viewer.
So we take your suggestions into consideration.
You may not like what we give you, but
at least we do it. Alright, so that's all for this week, guys. Say goodbye to our in-studio audience, and we will see you all next week.
See you later.